Hi, welcome to another video podcast. Just going to have a look at working with PowerPoint now, or importing PowerPoint. I'm going to show you three options. They've all got their own pros and cons, and it's worth just thinking about whether you actually really need to bring your work into Active Inspire, because I'm going to do another presentation on how you can work with your PowerPoints, leaving them in the PowerPoint program. But there will be reasons why you might want to import stuff all or part of a presentation to make up a part of a flip chart. So let's just run through them. So we've got File, Import, and we're going to do Import PowerPoint as image. I've stuck on the desktop a little PowerPoint for us to have a play with. It's quite nice and short, so this shouldn't take too long. Long PowerPoints can take a while to process. And there you go, there's my little PowerPoint that I made earlier. And you can see it's just as the PowerPoint was when I created it. The quality, I have to say, looking at this screen, isn't fantastic, but it's certainly perfectly usable. And if I click on to the next slide, you can see both the two slides in my PowerPoint have been imported as separate flipchart pages. Now, we have no ability to edit that. It's just a picture. I mean, we can still use all our ordinary tools, and if you kind of feel that Sir Alex Jeffrey might be happier with a bit more hair or something like that, then that is certainly possible. Actually, I think that's a bit disrespectful, so I think we better clear those annotations. But the point is that we can draw over the top, but we can't actually edit it. I'm just going to close that now, and I'm going to show you another way of bringing it in. The other way of bringing it in is to do File, Import, PowerPoint as objects. Okay, same PowerPoint. This time, hopefully, what we'll get is something that's a bit more editable. The quality of the text is certainly much better because that is the text here. Still a few funny artifacts in the picture, but never mind, it's certainly usable. Certainly still see who it is. We've got a bit of a problem here, haven't we, whereby the text is really not a bit big for the box, and the gaps there are a bit big. So we click on our text tool. Highlight that text. We can try making it a bit smaller. It's probably a bit too small. And then that's much more usable than it was. I think we might need to move that text box. But the point I'm making is that this is all fully editable. If you want to make the picture a bit smaller, top tip, if you click on that corner there, it will resize it without changing the proportions. But we've got something here that you can edit into a new presentation as you want it. And again, the other page is there, and that's all editable as well. I have to say this one's worked particularly well. When I've seen other people do this, it does tend to get a bit messy, and it does take a little bit of tidying up, but it's certainly well possible. Finally, the other way of doing it is just to open your PowerPoint in PowerPoint and just bring across the bits and pieces that you want individually. Now, I did get slightly caught out earlier because the background of that is black. We're going to need to make our background dark, otherwise we're not going to see the text. So if I just click on here, click on that box, and then go to okay, I'm going to right click over it, and okay, there it is, copy, go into Active Inspire, edit, paste. Now usually I would use Control C and Control V, but that would be much less visually useful to you. And finally, I'm just going to show that I can bring over the picture in exactly the same way. Click on the picture, click on copy, back to here, click out here, click on paste. It's made it a bit big, but as I demonstrated before, you can easily resize it and move it, and that might be, if you just need to bring some of the presentation across, that might be easier. And interestingly, the photo seems to have stayed as much better quality. So I shall be doing another podcast which will go through how to work with your PowerPoints, leaving them in the PowerPoint program. Thank you very much.